And during this period that you allege you observed these men involved in racketeering and other crimes, you were under the influence of heroin?
If we are running around frantically trying to flush the drugs, then we can't allege, even though it's true that we didn't know they were here. They're going to find us holding them. Or maybe that's...
To get the judge to make him talk, we just have to allege kids breaking the law in some way.
Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to zero in on one single word. But this isn't just any word. You hear it all the time, in the news, in legal dramas, and honestly, getting what it really means is a total game changer for how you see the world. That word? Allege. So let's just jump right in with a question. Imagine this. Someone says, he said he took the cookie. Okay. Now, what if they said, he alleges he took the cookie? It sounds almost the same, right? But that one tiny word change, it changes everything. And we're about to find out exactly why. So to really get what makes those two sentences so different, we've got to break it down. Let's get right to the core of it. What are we really saying when we use the word allege? Okay, here's the official by-the-book definition: to state without definite proof that someone has done something illegal or wrong. And look, that's a good start, but there are a couple of words hiding in there that are the absolute key to, well, to everything we're talking about today. And those magic words are without proof. Seriously, that phrase is the entire engine of the word allege. Anytime you hear it, it's like there's this giant invisible asterisk hanging in the air. And that asterisk is screaming, hey, just a heads up, there is no hard evidence for this yet. It's basically a claim that's still waiting for the receipts. Right, so that missing piece, the proof, that's what makes all the difference. It's the wall between alleging something and just stating a fact. And to make this super, super clear, I've got a little analogy for you. I promise you'll remember this one. Let's dive into the case of the missing stapler. Yeah, I know, it's not exactly a blockbuster thriller, but this little office drama, it's the perfect way to show how allege works. All right, here we go. Step 1. You get to your desk and your stapler is gone, vanished. Step 2, you immediately think of your coworker Bob. You just know it was Bob. But, and this is the big one, step 3, you didn't actually see him take it. Nobody else did either. The security cameras? Busted. You have absolutely zero proof. So, what can you do? You can't go around saying Bob stole my stapler as if it's a fact, but you can say, I allege Bob took my stapler. See? You're making the claim, but you're also admitting you don't have the evidence to prove it yet. Okay, so now that we've got a good grip on allege from our stapler mystery, let's really sharpen our focus. We're going to put it up against some similar sounding words, because this is where those tiny but super important differences really pop. First up, let's look at accuse. When you accuse someone, that feels heavier, right? It's more direct, it's more formal, it's like a direct charge. Think of a prosecutor in a courtroom accusing someone of a crime. Allege, though, that's kind of the step before that. It's the opening statement that kicks off the investigation, and it automatically tells everyone, hey, let's be cautious here. And when you lay them all out side by side like this, it becomes so obvious. Say is totally neutral. I said this. Claim has a bit more muscle to it, like you're confident, but you still don't need proof. But allege, well, that's where the magic is. It has this unique superpower. It's the only word here that explicitly screams proof is missing. That's its whole reason for existing. All right, so theory is great and all, but where are you actually going to see this word out in the wild? Let's check out a couple of classic, real-world examples where allege is doing some very heavy lifting. Here we go. A perfect example from the legal system. A lawsuit doesn't just kick off by saying, this company is guilty. Nope. It starts by alleging they are. The whole point of the lawsuit, all the lawyers, the investigation, the trial, is to find out if they can prove that allegation. That one little word, alleges, is carrying the entire weight of the case on its shoulders at the very beginning. And how about this one, from the world of journalism? A good reporter will use allege because their job is to report on a claim that's been made, but they can't just state it as a fact. Not yet, anyway. Using this word is actually a sign of really responsible journalism. It keeps things accurate, it protects them legally, and it's a signal to you, the viewer or reader, that, hey, this story isn't over yet. So all of this really boils down to the big question. Why are we spending all this time on one little word? Why does it matter so much? Well, because the word might be small, but its job is absolutely massive. Here's the thing. It's so important because the word alleged is like a shield. It protects one of the most fundamental ideas of a fair justice system, that you are innocent until you are proven guilty. An allegation, that's not the verdict. It's just the starting gun of the race. It's not the finish line. It draws a big, bright line between a claim and a conviction, making sure that just suspecting something isn't enough to be a final judgment. So look, if you take just one thing away from all this today, let it be this. From this moment on, every time you hear or read the word allege, I want you to see it as a signal. It's like a little red flag for your brain that pops up and says, whoa, hold on, pay attention. This is just a claim. It's not a proven fact. Now, show me the proof. And so I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. Now that you have this power, this new understanding, what are you going to hear differently tonight when you turn on the news or scroll through your feed? You've basically just unlocked a new skill for thinking critically. So go out there and use it.